Hey guys, Guy in a Wheelchair here, and it's time for Deception of Religion number 19. I'm wearing a hat today because I didn't feel like getting dolled up for this video, so I'm sorry if you feel disrespected. Now today's video, we're responding to someone who made a video against marriage equality. The video that we're responding to is a little bit dated, it's from 2008, but even the people arguing against marriage equality today after it's been made legal are using the same points. So I still feel that it's relevant. So I'm going to listen to each one of his top 10 points and rebut them as he goes. Let's get started.
You know, people are asking, is same-sex marriage wrong? And what we have to do is have some very clear answers to that. Let me give you 10 reasons why same-sex marriage is wrong. And I'm going to just read these. Number one, it violates the clear and unambiguous moral teaching of the Hebrew Christian scriptures, which serve as the basis for our Judeo-Christian laws and foundation as a nation.
Okay, so reason number one is the obvious. It's against God. It's against Christianity. Here's my problem with that. The same book in the Bible that Christians use to condemn homosexuality, which is Leviticus, also says such things as, you should not eat anything of the seed that does not have scale and fin, you cannot grow more than one type of seed in a garden at a time, you cannot mix fabrics when you dress, and you cannot cut your hair. Okay? 3 of which I'm absolutely certain that you are guilty of. 2 of which you're guilty of in this video. Look at your suit. That's not all the same fabric, and you obviously cut your hair. Don't talk to me about the Bible and following its teachings if you can't do it yourself.
Number 2, it's contrary to the self-evident truth of Mother Nature or nature's God, as our founding fathers expressed it, wherein men and women are designed and function differently, complement, complete each other, and through the wonder of marital union are able to procreate with each other to perpetuate the cycle of life.
Okay, he says number 2, it goes against Mother Nature's God, or the God of Mother Nature. Okay, first of all, make your mind up, dude. Do you believe in the God of Mother Nature or the Judeo-Christian God? Like, you're sending mixed messages here, and I'm not sure exactly what side of the fence you're falling on. But, secondly, yes, male and female of any species are complementary to each other. But just because 2 things can complement each other doesn't mean that they have to. Just because something is made to complement something doesn't mean it has to. Just because something is made for a purpose doesn't mean it can't fulfill a different purpose. I mean, look at computers. Computers were originally made for businesses, as business machines, to crunch numbers, to save documents, but we use them for recreation now. Look at telephones. Telephones were originally just to be able to call people at long distances and convey messages. Now we use them for a plethora of other things. So just because something is made for a purpose doesn't mean it can't be used for another purpose. Just because men and women complement each other doesn't mean they have to.
Number 3, it's contrary to the explicit teaching of every major world religion which upholds the integrity of marriage and family.
Oh my God, here we go again with the religion. Number 3 is it goes against every major world religion. Okay, first of all, we pretty much assume that when you say it's against Christianity because all major world religions come from the same framework. When you say it's against Christianity, we can pretty much assume it's against every major world religion. Number 2, and probably most importantly, marriage is not a religious thing. Nobody gets married for religious purposes. It is a union. Businesses get married. People say the marriage of 2 companies. That's not religious. Marriage is a union. No matter how you look at it, marriage is a union. It's not a religious thing. It's not used for religious purposes.
Number 4 reason why same-sex marriage is wrong, it undermines the institution of marriage between a man and a woman that has been the cornerstone of civilization in custom and law for more than 6,000 years of human history.
Number 4 is it'll undermine the integrity of marriage. Right, because if 2 gay people get married, that'll greatly undermine Britney Spears' 54-hour marriage or Kim Kardashian's 72-hour marriage, and we wouldn't want the integrity of their marriages to come into question, or the fact that you can get married on reality television. You can get married on reality fucking television. No, I'll tell you what ruined the integrity of marriage. Straight people ruin the integrity of marriage, not gay people. Gay people didn't ruin that. Straight people ruined that. That's been ruined for a long time, and that is straight people's fault.
Number 5, not one civilized culture in the entire history of mankind, including those few that have been relatively tolerant of homosexuality, has ever allowed marriage between members of the same sex as norm for family life.
Number 5 is that no culture in human history has recognized homosexual marriage. And I'd just like to focus for a second on the fact that he says, even those that were tolerant of homosexuality. Okay, let me tell you something, buddy. There weren't just cultures that were tolerant of homosexuality, but there were cultures that were only tolerant of homosexuality. Heterosexuality was intolerable. It was considered weird and abnormal. Homosexual relationships were sacred. Okay? So that blows that point out the window. Secondly, other cultures in human history also didn't have housing, electricity, or running water. So, is that the standard now? We have to do what other cultures did? Because if that's the case, you should find some mud and sticks and build yourself a hut.
Number 6, it is an injustice and unequivocally harmful, selfish arrangement wherein our most precious entrustment, our children, are denied the love and nurture of a father and a mother who complement each other in a healthy family life.
Number 6 is that it's selfish because our kids are denied the loving nature of a father and a mother. Okay, well go look at some statistics and tell me that you don't find that kids that come up in homosexual households are more successful and generally all around better people.
Number 7 reason why same-sex marriage is wrong, it redefines and devalues the sacred institution of marriage exclusively between a man and a woman, in addition to opening the door for other arrangements like polygamy, group marriage, and even bestiality.
Okay, well number 7, at least the first part I already covered, is that it'll undermine the integrity of marriage. And let me just remind everyone that you can get married on reality television, because I think that's all that needs to be said to that. But the second part is that it'll open doors for all other kinds of abnormal marriages. And this is called the slippery slope argument. If you do this, then this will happen, and this will happen, and this will happen. If you legalize gay marriage, pretty soon people are going to be able to marry their animals and inanimate objects. Okay, well here's the problem. Animals and inanimate objects cannot sign a legally binding contract, stupid.
Number 8, it's a radical social experiment like the disastrous welfare state and no-fault divorce ideas, which must not be embraced lest we further destabilize the already fragile family, the basic building block of our society.
Okay, so number 8 is that it's a social experiment, and since other social experiments in the past have not worked, then we should not embrace any experimentation? Okay. Since we tried to make a cancer drug one time and it didn't work, we should stop trying to find a cure for cancer, right? Since we tried to cure AIDS one time and it didn't work, we should no longer seek the cure for AIDS. Because one time is all we get. If it doesn't work one time, no further experimentation needed. Problem solved.
Number 9 reason it's wrong, it legitimizes, normalizes, and places an official stamp of approval on a lifestyle replete with dangerous at-risk sexual behavior, such as HIV, AIDS, and over 30 STDs that are endangering lives, jeopardizing healthcare, and impacting our economy.
Number 9 is that it makes a lifestyle okay that leads to STDs. Okay, bro, are you living in the 80s? Because if that's the case, you need to come join the rest of us in the 2000s, because AIDS and other STDs are no longer exclusive to homosexuality. Heterosexuals are just at risk and just as susceptible to every STD as a homosexual couple. Are you kidding me? Come on, dude. What century do you live in?
And the 10th reason same-sex marriage is wrong, it is opposed by the overwhelming majority of our nation, who are decent, hard-working citizens, rightly angry at arrogant, unelected, unaccountable judges, imposing their radical redefinition of marriage and family upon us. As the family goes, so goes the nation.
Okay, so his 10th reason, and probably the stupidest in my opinion, is because the majority of people don't agree with it. Okay, here's the problem with that. The majority of the people don't want to pay taxes, so we should just do away with taxes, right? The majority of people don't want to pay rent or their house bills or the utilities, so we should just do away with all that, right? The majority of people don't like going through airport security, so we should just do away with airport security. The majority of people have one problem or another with the government, so we should just do away with the government, live in anarchy. Okay, I need to talk to you guys on a serious note for a minute. As we all know, marriage equality became a legal countrywide, nationwide thing not too long ago, and it should be a time of celebration for the country and for homosexuals especially, but it's not. And you know why? Because of ignorant bigots like this. People cannot enjoy, they cannot celebrate the triumphant victory that they have obtained because of people like this. Okay? We need to stand up against these people. Straight people that are not against homosexual marriage and think that everybody deserves equal rights need to stand with the gay people and shut these people's mouth. Let the homosexuals enjoy the victory. Let gay people enjoy this. They fought so long and so hard, and now they can't even enjoy their victory because people like this can't shut their fucking mouths. We need to stand up with these people. We need to say it's not okay to be hateful and bigoted. Enough is enough. We need to make a change. Stand with me and make a change. I'm asking you today, share this video anywhere you can. We need to stand up as a country, as a nation, as a country of equality and tell these people they don't have a place here. There is no room for bigotry in this country. There is no room for hatred in this country. Heterosexual or homosexual, we all are human. We all deserve equal rights. Nobody should be treated like any less of a person because of their sexual orientation or gender identity. It's not right. We need to put an end to it. Anybody that's been keeping their mouth closed, it's time to come out the shadows and stand up and say, this is not okay. I've thoroughly disproved or debunked every point that he presented. And it's so easy to do because his points are based on the Bible. They're based on biblical principle. These people claim to stand for equality, but you can't stand for equality when you get your equality views from the Bible because the Bible knows nothing about equality. The Bible is the most hateful, bigoted book ever written. It knows nothing about equality. If you get your views on equality from the Bible, then your views on equality are wrong.